Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
So cut that off. How we doing this morning? How we doing? How we doing? Let's clap it up a little louder. I need everybody to get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Listen, I need y'all out y'all seats because you know why? You woke up this morning. You woke all the way up. You know, when I came here, I said, you know what? I had this introduction with this like warrior song, and I was driving and I said, I heard Rick Ross come on. I said, oh, that's my jam right there. You know what, matter of fact, could you play that over again, started right from the part that I did? I need him to feel that song when I felt sitting in the car because as a trainer, we hustle. Clap it up, baby. Let's get right. Let's get right. I need y'all to get louder. Let's get louder. Let's get louder. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Let's go. All right, that's it all. Y'all can sit down. I'm Corey Kaye. Thank you for that warm introduction. Yeah, I'm a celebrity trainer. Sometimes I even like to use the word celebrity trainer because I've trained so many of them. It's like, and I'm in the world with them. I'm like, am I a celebrity too? Hold up, where the noise coming from? Let me make sure I don't mess that up. All right. And it's been a great journey because I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and there's not a lot of celebrities down there. Probably now, but back then in 2014, 2008, I don't want to tell my age. I'm like 41, but I don't look like it. You know, for all of us that's over age, we look young, keep on working. Yes. He was like, what was going to actually happen? How was I going to be able to train celebrities, get to Hollywood? Because Hollywood it wasn't on my mind. If you live in the South, you don't think about those palm trees. You see them on TV, but you don't ever think that you're going to be in LA. And actually, who's from the South? Anybody else from the South? Y'all know what I'm talking about. We don't leave the South half of the time, you know. And through that journey, I became here, and I'm here today. But something started way before that. So, growing up, I lost my mom at 4 years old. Grew up in a home with, I say 6 people and a dog, because there were 6 people and a dog. The dog was with us too. And growing up in New Orleans at that time, it was very hard. I grew up in the streets, and not like poor or anything like that. We struggled, but I was on the wrong side of the law. And thank God I didn't go to jail. I didn't die. I didn't have to hurt nobody. Wanted to, but I didn't. But I was able to learn things with that because we have to understand that it's about the journey. You have to go through something to get to something. All of us have to go through something to get through something. And there's one quote that I always remember that says, you have the ability to control the outcome of your situation. Repeat that after me. You have the ability to control the outcome of your situation. One more time. You have the ability to control the outcome of your situation. And that's what I did. Growing up down there, and I always was a visionary. I remember being in high school, when I was young, I wanted to be the drum major in the high school. So in the South, the band is everybody loves the band. Marching band is bigger than football, literally. And I was like 5, 6 years old, and I was like, I want to be the drum major. I always telling my sisters and them that I want to be that. So going through life, I was always dancing and stuff and getting in the band in high school. And lo and behold, I remember being at school, and I was in the back eating in the band room, which I'm not supposed to be doing, first of all, hide behind a tube. And I heard the band director say, y'all gonna treat y'all next drum major like this? And he said, Corey, where you at? I said, oh shit. And I said, oh, hold up, I'm about to be the drum major. And I'm saying that because if you speak it into existence, it can actually happen. How many trainers do we have in here right now? How many trainers, like trainers, coaches, trainers? How many people have been in the industry for about 10 years or more? Ooh, 15. All right, 20. I ain't going further than that. Nope, not doing it. Now, how many? 50. That's what I'm talking about, 50 right here. Y'all clap it up for 50. That's a lot. He's seen every age of fitness that came. He's seen everything from the golden age all the way to now. And honestly, when you take all of it and put it together, that's why we have fitness. Now, how many newbies we have? Who just started training? Yeah. See, this conversation just for y'all. Because training wasn't my goal. I had no idea I was going to become a trainer. I worked out because I just wanted to look good. I wanted to get abs so, you know, girls could be like, oh, he fine. You know, that's all. I didn't know. But what I found out is that fitness saved my life. It didn't save my life from health issues. It didn't save my life from, having to go to the doctor and things like that. It saved my life because it gave me consistency. It gave me sacrifice. And I had something to work for every single day. Because the body is the one thing that always changes, but it's the one thing we can't control. And we know the only thing perfect is God. And we're never going to be that, so I have something to do every single day. That's why I work out so much. If y'all ever see my Instagram, I can't stop. Actually, here, I was working out in the car coming here, changing my clothes. But literally, that's how I got into fitness. And the struggle was crazy because it wasn't being a trainer. I was a mailman. So actually, when Kathleen was talking about service, I just thought about it just now. I've been in service for a long time. I was delivering mail to over 1,500 houses a day. If that ain't serving, I don't know what it is. And I'm talking about delivering in hot heat in New Orleans, Louisiana, where it's very humid. And I remember one day I was bringing my buggy out. I gotta get some water. Excuse me, sometime. I was bringing my buggy out from out there to go deliver the mail, and I saw it's one of those stories where you see a bodybuilder in the car, and you're like, I want to be like him one day. That's exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. I remember telling myself, I said, I'm going to actually train, look good, and make people feel great. I don't know how I was going to do that because at that time, I might have been making $21.30 an hour. And when I quit my job at the Postal Service, I quit, which is crazy because you don't quit a government job to go try to train. That doesn't work. Who's going to quit their job to go quit $21.31 to make $7.50 an hour? The people at the post office say, that boy's crazy. Yeah, he's crazy. And lo and behold, they'd be like, he wasn't that crazy when they see me now. When you believe in yourself, because you have the ability to control the outcome of your situation. Remember that as I talk. So I quit my job. I become a trainer. Now, I'm at the gym the first week. I'm looking at the trainers. And we know as trainers, we're very competitive. We don't like to show it, but we like, oh, yeah, he trash. Oh, that was wrong. Got him. That's exactly what happened. So I went in there and I did my thing, being nice, talking to people, and I started off, nothing against nobody of age in here, but all of my clients was over 70. I say, what the hell? Because when you get older, you can't do things as fast as you used to. So what I developed was patience. Oh, buddy, how many people know about patience in training? Yes, indeed. You got to say, could you do it again? No, just don't worry about it. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. And I had to understand what patience was. So I always realized that everything that you go through is going to get you better for what you have to get and receive. Think about it. Think about your hard times. Think about one moment that was very hard and you got through it and then you did something that was not as hard as that. You said, well, that was easy. Because we all go through adversity. How many people go through adversity every week? Every day. Every day we wake up, we face adversity, especially with social media. What we do? We compare ourselves. Everybody does this. If you look at social media, we scrolling, but you're looking like this. You compare yourself here. You compare yourself there. What is my head doing when I do like this? Saying no, right? No, you're not them. You're not the person next to you. That's distraction. So as being the trainer, I got to the point to say, okay, so what am I going to do with this? I started bodybuilding. I went back to that magazine. You know who on there? Dexter Jackson, Phil Heath, who else was it? Ronnie Coleman, Jesus Christ. He had me eating so much barbecue sauce on my chicken. I became a bodybuilder. What I was trying to do in 6 years to get in shape, I did in 8 weeks. And that's when it clicked. I said, oh, I could do this for real. You got to put yourself through some type of hard turmoil situation to really see how strong you are. Like, really see how strong you are. If you're just walking through life just lackadaisy, just like, oh, it's okay, you're not really showing yourself nothing. As trainers, we lead the world. We really make the world go around. And you realize you're not just a trainer. You're a therapist. You're a doctor. You're a best friend. You're a cousin. You're an uncle. Some people might call you Pop. Don't call me no Pop. Boy, ain't that over. That's what happens. So for you new trainers, understand that connectivity is how you keep a client. You can market them to get them, but connectivity, which is beneath the surface, is how you keep them. My connectivity came because of the life I was living. Quite honestly, you could have put me at a table with a preacher, a pimp, a prosecutor, and a prostitute, and I'd be able to talk to all of them and have understanding of every one of them. Our job is to understand people, but first you got to understand self. Now, how you understand self? Understand what's your why. Everybody know why they're training? Everybody know why they're training? How many people in it for the money? Damn, training. How many people in it to change lives? How many people in it to really change lives? Let's be honest. Keep your hands up because that's our job. Everybody's in here as a trainer to change lives. Because when you change lives, then you make the money, straight up. However, it's more important than that. It's about what you leave, asking your real why. Now, the thing about asking your why, you start asking yourself, well, why I'm not doing this and why I'm not doing that. Why is it hurting me? Why can't I do it? Well, I asked myself, why did I quit the Postal Service to become a trainer? Had no idea that my life was leading to this. You couldn't have told me, I'm about to brag on myself real quick. Brace yourself, all right? Nobody would have told me that I would have transformed Michael B. Jordan for his first movie, Creed. I was going to move to LA. I was going to do Creed 2. I was going to do Black Panther. I was going to do Star Wars. I was going to do Without Remorse. I was going to be the head trainer on Revenge by the Khloe Kardashian. I was going to be going places. Matter of fact, when Leonardo DiCaprio, you had Kate Hudson house for a game night, you sitting there and you like, what the hell? How this happen? Believe in yourself. I knew I had a skill set. Actually, when I got the job to train to cast the Fantastic Four, the first one, the last one that came out was better than the first one. Please don't say nothing about the first one that I trained on. It's okay. We get it. It was hot. You know, it was hot. It was hot down. The actors was upset. It was upset. And I remember going through my apartment gate, and I remember saying this: all I need is one. If I get one client and transform them, I'm going to change my life and I'm going to change the game. So I had to do my research. I said, well, who's the trainer out there in LA that I could go compete against? Because we all compete. They said, Gunnar Peterson. I said, I'm going to go get him. I did. Gunnar, my guy. I love him to death because every trainer is different. I was more of the aesthetic. I want to bring you to the movie so you can sit down, and when he take the jacket off on the robe and all the ladies go, ooh, and everything, that's what I was doing. I wanted you to look like a superhero. I don't care. Nothing against strength conditioning coaches. In the movie, they don't really need that. They need to look good. I needed you to see them and be like, every little boy said, I want to look like that. And every young girl was like, oh my God, that's my crush forever. That's what I wanted. I wanted to leave something where when I sat down in the theater, at the end of it, I waited and my name went up on the credits and it said, celebrity trainer Corey Kaye. I'm sorry, transformation specialist Corey Kaye, or fitness professional. If any one of y'all ever do a movie, you got to do IMDb, just put fitness professional. I kind of did that for us, so you're good. Just put fitness professional, you're going to see your name go up, they're going to have blah, 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 fitness professional. You're going to feel good, you might cry, all your friends are never going to say you did a great job. That's going to happen. It happened to me, I'm just telling y'all, that's what happened. So, while I'm doing this, so now get the call, Fantastic Four training, get to LA. LA is a big place. People that's going like through poverty, not poverty, some people that's like really going through it, they was living in a mansion. I was like, that ain't the same from where I'm from. Mansions are crazy. And I realized that I did one movie. Now how I'm going to be able to keep this going, so that always asking the question why, your why always going to change. The reason why you started, it won't be the same 5 years later. I went through so many ups and downs with this industry because fitness was my passion, my love. When I got into the industry to train people, I lost self. And I lost myself doing crazy stuff, but I forgot that I had to train and I had to make myself look a certain kind of way. It was almost like we're going to give so much to everyone and forget about ourselves. Remember this, always put yourself first and everything else falls second. If you're not your best self, how can you give to other people? I'm going to say that again. If you're not your best self, how can you serve or give to other people? Because if you're not your best self, you're serving them something that's raw, something that's not good. If you can't show up being the best version of yourself, they just getting the half of you. One of my guys told me, he said, Corey, man, you train so many people right now. He said, in the morning, I get Corey Kaye, the celebrity trainer. In the evening, I get Mr. Kaye off Instagram. I said, you got a point. I had to learn. You got to go through life and learn things. And that's one of the main things that happened with me. I had to learn. I had to go through losing friendships, losing money, losing deals, gaining friends, new deals, more money, different things like that. And I've done it all, traveled the world with these people. I've been in movies with these people. I've done so much. And all of it came from being a trainer. So when we think that training is just in the gym, it goes past that. Kathleen said that. It's about outside the doors of the gym. The gym is just maybe 45 minutes or an hour of those people's lives. How can you inspire them? How can you keep them motivated while they're at home? Respect. When a client has respect for you, when a person has respect for you, they think about you when doing wrong. So I've had clients, so many of them, and people say, well, what is the thing, do they ever like fail or you have to push them or they don't want to. I say, nobody has ever said I'm not doing something. When you come to me, you have the respect that I know this is serious. So many times, I mean, every interview I do is that one question. Have you ever had a client that just didn't want to do it? And I say, no. Because when you have respect for a person, you're going to show up and show out for that person. That's the first thing when it comes to training. Having respect for yourself, respect for your craft, because you know what you're doing. Now, this is me being messy. We're on Instagram. Everybody ain't a trainer. Listen, if you lost 15 pounds and you get certified, that don't mean you're a trainer. I'm sorry. It just don't happen. You got to go through it. And a lot of you all who have been training over 5, 10 years, you know you got to go through it because of some type of transformation you did for yourself that you had to do to get where you wanted to be at. And like I said, training saved my life. I had no idea I was going to be doing and making the money that I made, going to places that I went to, coming from where I come from. Imagine the dark side of my life was selling drugs at a young age. I'm talking like 11 years old. Being on the corner, going to school, being in the band. Nobody had no idea what I was doing. Thank God they didn't know. And leaving that and thinking about all of those things I've done, imagining one thing that happened, and this is probably too deep, but I keep it real. Having guns pointed to your head while you're in your house, being robbed. I don't know if people have that experience in here, but that's something that I experienced. Some people probably have. They're not going to talk about it. I don't want you to talk about it. I experienced that. My life could have been gone, but something in me kept me going. My grandmother told me after that incident happened, she said, boy, the biggest thing about you, I'm afraid that you have too much courage. She said, you like a lion. And where we from, they try to take down the lions a lot. I'm ambitious. Ambition is something that you have inside of you that has to be turned on. But something has to turn that thing on. I wouldn't quit. I wouldn't stop. But I realized when I think about all those bad times that I went through, I was learning a lesson about myself. I was building resilience. Everything that I went through. Think about a kid who loses their mom at 4 years old. I don't have a mom. I can't even remember her. They got to tell me pictures and show me pictures and tell me things and be like, this is what was going on. So I grew up assuming I wasn't born with the things that you need to go through the world. I had to find them by going through adversity. I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I wasn't born with all of the tools that you need so you can go through this life. I was born empty. And hard work, dedication, resilience, overcoming adversity made me full to be the man that I am today. I was always waiting for a moment to be able to talk to my peers like this. Not be up here doing exercise, and I don't want to do that. To be able to look in you all's eyes. Not to be up here hollering like some of the motivational speakers, because it's so much more important than that. And I think I have a story. I know I have a story. Most people might not be able to identify, but you identify sacrifice. You identify hurt. You identify pain. You identify struggle. You identify not having. You identify, I want all of it. The key thing to it is, what you want, you can actually have. Which got me to my next point of literally building a legacy for myself. I didn't really understand that at first. Everybody like, build a legacy. And I'm like, I got a kid. She's going to get all my stuff. That's the legacy. But I thought about it. I'm a celebrity trainer. An older athletic man. I'm a black man. I'm a masculine man, which we have a big shortage of those these days. Yeah, I see it every day. It's okay. We're going to get them back. What I see is now I have something that I can give to each and every one of these people. I could give that to them. Give them a piece of you. Give them a piece of you. Help them understand you so they can understand themselves. That's the connectivity part. I'm going to go back to it again. I'm going to say, as trainers, connectivity is important. I want you all to think about something. How many times you go to a gym and you have a conversation with somebody and you realize the session just go a little bit better because you got them to do the very hard thing because you was talking some trash to them and having a good time. But then they got some of the coaches that's like sitting there waiting on their form. You're going wrong. No, do it again. It's the worst thing because there's no connectivity there. You're just sitting on the surface. You're just looking at a person. I need you all to understand that connectivity will take you to another place. Look at right here. All of you in here. Coach 360. Connectivity. Each and every one of you are going to connect to somebody to build a bigger and better brand. Never be afraid of asking for help. What we say, closed mouths don't get what? Closed mouths don't get what? Exactly. Maybe people don't have to do it, but I know I say closed mouths don't get what? Amen. Thank you. If you don't ask for it, I mean, you don't want it that bad. If you don't ask for it, do you really want it? Because then you go back to why not? That why. You're going to identify that why and ask yourself that why all the time. Right now, this right here is building my legacy. Being able to get up here and speak to you all from the heart. Tell you all some stuff I didn't tell other people. Having fun with you all. You know, the biggest fear I had, I was going to come in here and there was going to be a bunch of clay people that's just looking like this. It is so hard to break people like that. I went to a high school to speak one time and it was young kids somewhere out here in LA. And I was pulling out all the good stuff. They were just, oh, when I started talking about my cars. How much money you got? I said, oh, y'all get on my nerves. Y'all are wrong. I see where this generation going. They got so excited. But I'm talking to my peers. People who, if you haven't been through what I've been through in the training industry, and you haven't been on that level yet, you're going to get to it. Now, I'm going to ask the question again, of anybody, how bad do you really want it? How bad do you really, really want to be successful, make the money, make the impact, make the change? Because like I said, trainers are the reason why the world goes around and around. It's a real thing. And I didn't think about it because it dawned on me when I was on social media and I was seeing how many trainers they have out here, how many people are getting change and transformations. But the thing that comes to me the most that made me realize that trainers make the world go around, people come to me and say, Corey, you inspired me. That's the thing. On my Instagram a couple of days ago, I had actors, trainer, motivational speaker. I changed it to voice of inspiration. And why I changed the voice of inspiration? Because I've been through a whole lot that I could tell you about that can inspire you to do something greater than you're doing right now. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a journey. Everybody has a want. Everybody has a why. If you want it bad enough, ask yourself why and go do it. Then say why I want it, and I'll go do it even better. Everybody has that. I'm going to tell you another thing. The scary part about it is you will fall out of love with fitness for a second. You'll get tired of your clients. You'll get tired of your coach. You're going to get tired of going to work. You're going to say, these people get on my damn nerves. Listen, I'm telling you the truth because I've been through it at every level of it. I remember my first time when I became a trainer, when I left the gym, because I realized I couldn't work for other people. I realized that I had that disease. I can't work for people. I have to work for myself. Y'all know what that disease is. Yeah, it's contagious. Y'all better watch out. I'm going to give it to you. And I had pamphlets with like working out and I had, giving them fruit baskets as they're leaving out the apartment. Damn, that was a long time ago. Yeah, I remember that. I've done all of the things, showing up to group workouts with one person and it became a session. It was supposed to be a group. It's just a session. But you had to do it. Every aspect of training, I've been through it. Then I get up here with the superstars. Then I'm on red carpets. I'm on television. As a celebrity trainer, I was like, how the hell I got popular being a celebrity trainer? Because it's not what you do, it's how you do it. They got a lot of, who trains celebrities in here? Anybody train any other celebrities in here? Right. Yeah, I know, Jerry, I know you do. Yep, train celebrities. And how many times do they talk about the trainer? Yep. They talk about my ass, though. You know what I did when I got to Hollywood? I got a PR. It's funny. This is just a joke. I remember when we did Creed 1, Mike was talking, and he was on an interview talking about how he lost weight. And I say, you sound stupid. I say, you sound like you don't know what you're talking about. When he heard me talk, I said, let me do it. We had one talk. They were interviewing me and him. And I was giving it to him. And they loved it. They was laughing. We was getting along. And I said, gotcha. I'm about to get in front of the camera. You got to learn how to move yourself in a position. Not saying you want to be them, but it's too many times that nobody know who the trainer is. Half of the Marvel movies, we don't know who trained them people. Because as trainers, we're taught to just sit behind and be quiet. I'll be damned. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you what's going on. And if my client don't, well, at this point, if a client, say they can't do it, I just be like, oh, I can't train you. Sorry. It's a real thing. Because now I'm at another level of business. I get to pick and choose who I want to train. I get to pick and choose who I want to talk to. I'm not looking for the clout. I'm not looking for, no, I don't, I can, this is what comes with me. This is my worth. This is my value. This is where you want to be at. You love training, but then I don't like wasting my time. What else can this be more than money? Money only goes so far when it comes to training. It can get you to some nice stuff. Don't get it twisted. But the network, the connectivity, and notoriety goes further because once it's cool to have Instagram posts, but when you have an article, see them corporations and stuff, they go and look and see, they Google and see who did this and who did that. And that's how they come in. It's levels to it. And you can get there, but it's understanding where you are right now. How can I get to the next point? How can I grow? You seeing somebody that grew through the dirt and the mud, from that little seed that was planted in the soil, which soil was toxic, it was dirty, it was dark. I had to come up to be who I am today. It wasn't easy. It was many times I wanted to say, man, I'm tired of this. To be quite honest with you, after we was on Creed 3. I ain't never told nobody this. I was actually on Creed 3 saying, I'm done with this. Because my passion started to leave. Sometimes when you're training people and you're not getting the same joy, it drains you. What you do when you have a sponge and you wring the water out is dry. It's like, what am I doing? And I realized it wasn't about money no more. Because, studios pay a lot of money. If y'all do a movie, try to get a studio. Don't take the money from the client. Go get the studio money. It's way more. Just trust me. If y'all need help, just hit me up. I'll tell y'all what to say. It's much. It's a lot. But I got tired of it. My energy showed it. Because I wasn't getting fed what I was being able to give. I was depleted. It was like, Corey, you still training? Nah, I ain't training. I don't want to do that. I don't feel like it. And I'm like, what you talking about, fool? This is how you got here. This is what you do. And so you have to start asking, like, what's your why again? Now, I'm asking myself my why, and it's 10 years later. I'm asking myself, what's my why again? And I'm at the top of the top. I'm going to say this. This is probably me talking crap or talking shit or talking whatever. I cuss a lot sometimes. I'm a sailor. I was a fisherman as a young kid. In the world, it's not one country I've been to who are seeing that somebody doesn't know who I am. And not through social media, just like from TV or he trained this person. If you don't know me, there's 5 people that know one person that might know me. That's a real thing. I thought it was a lie until I was in China one time and I was going to Australia and these Chinese kids ran up to me and they was like, Mr. Kaya, and I was like, you know who I am? That's crazy. That's crazy. And it made me realize, okay, Corey, you have a purpose. See, that's the biggest thing with this. It's purpose and it's intention about my passion. Your passion is going to do this to you. It's going to be up. Your passion is like a relationship. We know how relationships can get. It ain't always sunny. It ain't always good. Your passion is just like a relationship. Sometimes it's on a high. You won't do it. And sometimes you're like, I don't really feel like it. You got to stay in it. That's where discipline comes in. You know what you want to do. That passion is that fuel because you will get tired. You might not want to do it. Your purpose, why are you doing it? We're in a business of service. We have to keep serving others. Every single day we wake up, we have to serve people because we change people. We change people. People come to us and want to lose weight. People come to us want to have a better mindset. People come to us want to be shredded. People come to us to just change everything. That's what we do. Like I said, we the doctors. We the family members. We the coaches. We everything. We're the ones who lead the world. This world will not, if you took trainers away, I don't think this world going to go around. I think it's going to stop. I think everybody's going to be overweight and unhappy and they're going to do some crazy stuff. That's just me personally. That's what I do. I'm going to talk for us. If we don't survive, if we're not here, the world goes away. Trainers make the world go around because we need someone that's going to tell us do something when we don't feel like doing it. I know trainers in here probably have trainers, right? Because we don't feel like training, then we got to train ourselves. Hell no. I got 3 trainers, and they kill me every time I go. I love it, which is crazy. But we do that, and we need that. So when I'm sitting here talking to you all today, and you're thinking about what's your why? You're thinking about building legacy. And you know, it's funny, I can't give full on building legacy because I'm still building that thing. And it won't stop. Yeah, I'm more acting now than I'm training now. That's what my life transitioned to. You couldn't expect me to just be on these big old movies. I can move, I can act, I can do all these things and not just jump in there too. How many people go to a pool and it's hot outside, you just sitting over there like, you're gonna jump in that water too. It happened like that. But one thing I will never leave is training. I don't care how big of an actor I become. I don't care what I do. I'm never leaving my craft that gave me purpose because it gave me a life. I would never turn my back on this industry, what I call this sport. I would never change that. And I would tell each and every one of you, never change your mind when it comes to training. You have a responsibility. You have a service to deliver to people. All of you. Some of you all I know, some of you I've talked to you personally, and some of you never heard my story. And there's much more to it, but I don't have time. I gotta get off the stage for the next person. Let me see how much time I got. Okay, I still got a little minute. I could talk a little bit more. However, I love this, man. I love you all. I don't even know some of you all in there, but I love you all enough to let you know that you have something inside you that can change yourself, that can change everybody else. You really have the ability to control the outcome of your situation. When you wake up in the morning and you take your feet, you put out the bed, and you look yourself in the mirror, I want you to have the confidence to say, I'm the one. You're a superhero. You're going out every day to save lives. You're not going to train, you're going to save lives. Because every day that you train them, you're saving their life. You're giving them another day. Y'all also could use that for a marketing tool as well. When y'all are trying to sell y'all programs, use that. Okay, y'all got it. But seriously, you all are superheroes. I've seen some of you all train, and each and every one of y'all, when I look in your eyes, you have it. You have it inside of you. And knowing how important it is that we take ourselves serious enough to go out there and change the world, you're only going to get better at it. When I look across the room and I see everybody, that gets me inspired. Actually, speaking in front of you all today has me inspired. Kathleen, L, thank you, appreciate it. Angela, thank you, appreciate it. Y'all clap it up for them. I didn't want this to be like a trainer speech. I wanted this to be a real speech coming from a real person. Because I've been in y'all's shoes starting. I'm gonna get to 50, I'm coming, probably 10 years. And, yep, but I've been there. And I know what you feel on the inside. I know sometimes you don't feel like doing it. I know sometimes the works get hard, the load gets heavy, but it's okay because it comes with the territory. You gotta do it. You have to do it. Because if you don't, nobody else will. Each and every one of you all are different. Each and every one of you have a purpose. Use your purpose. Understand your passion, and you will get paid for it. But remember this, because I get asked this question a lot too. Well, how do I get paid? The transformation of yourself and people will get you to what you want. This is a sport, an industry where we have to continue to serve. What are you serving? You serving a dish that's cold? You serving a dish that's old? Or you serving a dish that's good? And even better, great. I'm here to serve something that's great. And I want each and every one of you to serve greatness to everyone you see every day. So you all, this is my time. I'm Corey Kaye. Thank you for your time.
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day.